Hey y'all, it is springtime here in North Carolina and spring has definitely sprung. This is the perfect time of year to do some spring cleanup in your garden. Just a few hours ago, this gorgeous bed looked like this hot mess. With just a few people, we turned it from hot mess into gorgeousness. Stay tuned and see how we did it. Friends, it is Jenny. Welcome to Gardening with Creekside, and today I am going to show you that even if you own a nursery and you love gardening, your whole garden does not look amazing all the time. Welcome to my back flower bed that is currently a very, very big hot mess. So I know I'm not the only one that has hot messes in her life or her garden, so I'm going to show you the way that I clean it up, and hopefully you can take these little gardening tips and apply them to your own garden. So we are in the back of our house. We have this beautiful redbud tree that is just about to explode in all of her glory with her buds. And because we're under this tree, we're on the back side of our house, so this bed is really kind of facing east. And then in the summertime, with all how the tilt of the earth and the shift and all that, this bed really does get full shade because of the tree and because of our house. So this is one little shade garden that I have created that I've just had fun with over the years. Clearly, I have not maintained it the way that it should be, and so it is overrun and not looking very nice. It is also the back of our house, like I said. Our trash can is there. This tends to be the area of the house where everything gets dumped, including old lawnmowers that don't work. The kids come in here and just make their hot messes, and just all sorts of things. On to the right of me was in the back of our back porch. We had an above ground pool. We ripped it out, and this summer we're gonna have a major project back here where we're gonna put in a whole patio area, a living space that we can come and enjoy. So that is a really big hot mess right now. But first, what we're gonna work on is this bed. So if you have an area like this, the very first thing you need to do is get your weeds out. So I have got all sorts of great friends with me here. I've got Jerry's gonna help me. I've got my sweet, precious, bestest friend, Christine, is gonna help us today. So this is just gonna be a fun family affair. Come on and come join us. So when you're weeding your garden, you need to have a great tool. So I found, this is called a Cobra, and I got this a couple of years ago from one of my favorite seed companies. This thing is fantastic because you can get underneath a weed and pull it up by its roots. When I seed my garden, I make little rows with it. And also, when you think something is a weed and it's actually a perennial, it digs it up really nicely. So I guess my perennial geranium that's right here is no longer coming back. So, oh well, I guess I'll just have to put a different plant there. So, we all make mistakes, it's all right. Moving on. So another reason why you really want to make sure to get rid of all your weeds in your garden is because weeds will carry harmful pests for your other plants. For example, this is, I don't even know, like some giant dandelion that has prickles on it. It is covered in aphids. Aphids, if you do not know, they're found everywhere in nature, but they will come and they will actually suck on your plant, especially soft plants like petunias, calibrachoas, those kinds of things, and they will eventually, if gone unchecked, will kill your plant. Ladybugs are a great beneficial insect that love to eat aphids. So this is why an example of bad bug versus good bug. They're really hard to see because they're tiny, But one of the great telltale signs is you see little white droppings. It's actually when they shed their skin or their exoskeleton, and you'll see them. But they are very much the color of the plant. So we've trimmed back dead foliage from perennials. Now, beside of me is a perennial salvia that is a low spreader. This is Diane, and Diane is in desperate need of a haircut. So she blooms on new growth. So I'm gonna be selective. I'm not gonna cut her all the way to the ground because she's already started putting on new growth this season. So I'm just gonna trim her up, and then when I see some stalks that have no foliage, I'm just gonna cut that back. So you're just gonna come in here and you're gonna look for the most woody stems and get rid of those. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out these leaves and sticks that had fallen in there. Again, this is where snails and slugs love to hang out because those leaves provide a good cover, nice damp conditions that they can live in. And if you've ever had to deal with snails and slugs in your garden, it is not fun. So we really want to create an environment that is not conducive to those guys. Let's get all this out, because Jerry and Christine worked so hard to make this pretty, and I'm making it a mess again. That's all right. I tell my kids, sometimes you got to make a mess to get clean or to make it tidy. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I love this Diane. Jerry actually went to a propagating workshop with Tony Avent, oh gosh, years ago. And if you know anything about the plant world, Tony Avent is just an industry leader in plant breeding, plant discoveries, has an amazing nursery in the Raleigh area, has all these botanical gardens. So several, I mean, it was quite a few years ago that Jerry went to one of his propagation workshops, and he got to propagate all this fun stuff. Well, one of those things was this Salvia Diane. So it kind of holds a little special memory for us because this was us really getting into the nursery industry and learning about plants and all sorts of things. So Diane is tough. Diane is a great variety because she loves the sun. Obviously, she's a perennial. She's kind of a moundy, low growing perennial. Oh, see, and I found a weed. That is look at that. You never know what's hiding under there. So, giving her a good haircut. She's gonna flush out with some great new growth, and she's gonna be covered in her gorgeous fuchsia blooms that the hummingbirds and the pollinators just love. Springtime is also the perfect time in your garden to both divide plants that maybe you want to share with somebody. Maybe they've gotten too big, you can divide them, make more plants, and it is the perfect time to also add plants to your garden. So I have a crinum lily right here, and a crinum lily was actually given to me by my mama, and it clearly loves this spot. It is huge. It does the most gorgeous blush pink blooms. It is an exquisite old-fashioned, old-timey plant. So I am going to divide this, and I'm going to share it with some of my friends. Christine is getting ready to plant some hostas. Now, one of the great things to do when you're planting new perennials, shrubs, and trees is to use a great root fertilizer. This is Espoma's Biotone. It has good bacteria in it. It has the mycorrhiza bacteria, which is really helpful for your roots, for your new plants, because you're really looking to establish a really great root system, so that way you get years and years of enjoyment from a great healthy plant. So I'm going to get dividing this lily, and Christine is planting some hostas. So this crinum lily has this massive tuber bulb-esque root system to it. There's not really even roots. I would just call it like a bulb. So what I'll do is an old nursery pot, fill up some dirt, plop it in there, and pass it on. Let's do some more. The last thing we're going to do before we put down our mulch is we're going to feed all of the existing plants. Again, love the Espoma plant tone. It is a great all-purpose fertilizer for all these perennials. Just like your kids, plants need to have food too. So this is a wonderful time of year to go ahead and give them a great shot of food because they're getting ready to go into their growing season, and we want them to be nice. The wasp wanted to say hello to you. He got his up close and personal shot. Okay, so everybody's gonna get some food. Here we go. Okay friends, we are all done with our spring cleanup here in this flower bed. Does it not look fantastic? I am absolutely blown away by the transformation, that pulling some weeds, little trimming, pruning, adding in a few new perennials, and then a fresh layer of mulch. Y'all, it doesn't have to be complicated, but it does make a massive, massive improvement. And guess what? The best part of all, my plants are gonna be so happy now because they are fed, they've got a nice new blanket of mulch, and they are gonna be happy, and they're gonna go through spring, summer, and fall like you would not believe. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have found this video helpful and that you can take some of these gardening tips into your own garden this spring. Make sure you get outside, get some fresh air, enjoy your time outside. Also, if you will please like this video, subscribe to Gardening with Creekside, and we will see you next time, guys. Bye.